Yo, what is good, Jets Nation? Welcome back to Jets Media. This is Richie, and in this video, we're going to break down the New York Jets' victory over the Denver Broncos with a final score of 16-9. Your New York Jets are now on a 4-game winning streak, and they are 5-2 on the season. They are 4-0 on the road, and the New York Jets defense and Robert Saleh are absolutely looking fantastic. Now, this was not a pretty victory. Very ugly, to be honest with you guys. And we're going to break it all down in this video. We got to start it out with the bad news, which is taking this win, making me not feel as good, is the injury news. Breece Hall, unfortunately, the initial diagnosis, nothing's confirmed yet, but according to Robert Saleh, they feared that is an ACL injury, which could be season-ending. Elijah Vera-Tucker has an elbow issue, and he'll be evaluated tomorrow. Corey Davis has a knee issue, and it does not seem to be long-term. So we got the injuries out of the way. I really don't want to talk about it a lot in this video because I want to talk about the game. I want to talk about what we saw from the New York Jets in that victory over the Denver Broncos. So before we hop into it, I just want to mention, if you guys are new to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Love having you guys tune into all my Jets Media content. And if you guys enjoy, please do me a favor and hit that like button. It really does help out the channel a ton. And of course, feel free to comment down below your thoughts of the game. What was your biggest takeaways? What did you see from this New York Jets squad that gets you excited for the future, or any concerns you may have as well? Please feel free to comment down below your thoughts. Now, let's get into my thoughts of the game. So, listen, going into this one, I did not expect a pretty game. If you watched my preview videos, if you watched my content all the way leading up into this game, I said over and over again, this Denver Broncos defense is legit. They've given up one passing touchdown since week number 2. They shut down Justin Herbert. They shut down pretty much every single quarterback this season besides Geno Smith in week number 1. And I did not expect this to be the Zach Wilson coming out party. I did not expect him to go out there and light it up by any means necessary. I actually expected him to struggle. And unfortunately, I was right. Zach Wilson did not look good today at all. He finished with 16 of 26 completion percentage, 121 yards, averaging 4.7 yards per attempt with a rating of 72.8. So, statistically, he did not look good. When we talking about the eye test, he did not look good either. He was missing throws. The pressure was in his face. There's a lot of times you're trying to make something happen, spinning out of pressure. He almost had a really crucial fumble that was almost a fumble 6, but luckily he was down by contact. And he was missing people open. And, I think a lot of that has to do with the pressure. I noticed that it was very rare for Zach Wilson to be able to step up into his throws where, his feet weren't set and he just never had a chance because of the pressure of the Denver Broncos. This Denver Broncos defense really got the best of the Jets offense, and they were just pressuring Zach. He didn't have a lot of time. There was not a lot of separations down the field. But listen, I'm not making excuses for Zach. It's just the reality of the situation that this Denver defense is legit. But when it comes to how he scored, Breece Hall, he had a 62-yard touchdown run. That's why we drafted him, and he gets a 62-yard explosive home run touchdown, and he finished the day with just 4 attempts and a 62-yard touchdown. Crazy, crazy stuff from Breece Hall, and I really hope that he's okay. Michael Carter finished with 13 carries and only 29 yards, averaging 2.2 yards per attempt. Braxton Berrios had 2 carries for 27 yards, and then Zach Wilson actually had a couple good rushing yards. But overall, man, offensively, we made the plays when we needed to in the fourth quarter, and the defense is really what carried us to this victory. And if you want to get into the defense, Sauce Gardner led the team with tackles with 10. He had 4 pass deflections. He looked like an absolute dog. In the fourth quarter, you see him get that pass breakup at the end of the game on 4th down. He was just all over the place. Sauce Gardner is here, and he looks like a veteran in his prime. Sauce Gardner's playing better than I can ever expect. DJ Reed also had a phenomenal game. The defensive line, they only had 1 sack, and that was from Bryce Huff and Carl Lawson. They combined for that sack. Quinnen Williams, he got pressure on that interception from LaMarcus Joyner, so credit Quinnen Williams for the pressure that forced the bad throw by Ripon, and LaMarcus Joyner gets the interception. And we got timely stops on defense. Every single time we needed the defense to make a stop, they did that. And special teams as well. Greg Zuerlein deserves a lot of credit. He scored 10 points himself. He had 3 field goals and an extra point. So Greg Zuerlein is playing excellent. Special teams had another phenomenal day. Braden Mann pinned people back at the 1-yard line. Shout out Brandon Eccles for being the gunner that can pin them down there at the 1-yard line. So this was an overall ugly victory. But we need to realize that wins are hard to come by in this league, and these are the type of games that the Jets usually lose. The low-scoring games, the ugly ones, and this Jets team feels different because we're finding ways to win even when we don't have our best stuff. The penalties were awful today. this Jets team was just getting penalty after penalty, false start from Dwayne Brown, offensive interference from Denzel Mims, roughing the passer here, holding here. I mean, the penalties were terrible, and that needs to be cleaned up. We haven't really seen a lot of penalty issues on this win streak besides this game, so that needs to be fixed. But the fact that the Jets were able to overcome those penalties and deal with adversity on the fly, deal with the injuries where, Michael Carter has to step up, Ty Johnson has to fill in, Cedric Oujibie, I can't even say that guy's name still, but he goes out there at right tackle for AVT. Denzel Mims has to step in there for Corey Davis. So the people that went down with injury, shout out to the guys that stepped up in their place, because this Jets team showed their true identity. And yes, we went up against Brett Rypien, the second career start in his life. We're not going against Russell Wilson. I understand all that. But the fact that the Jets are able to go on the road against the number 1 ranked defense in the league against the pass and still find a way to win, that tells you a lot about the true identity of this team, and Robert Saleh deserves a lot of credit because he is really instilling a culture and a mindset in this team that is becoming infectious, where it's really hard for this team to, lose games. We're on a 4-game win streak, guys. 4 games in a row. Now, I know that Jets fans don't feel like this is like we're on cloud 9 after this win because it was ugly. Zach Wilson didn't play that well. There was injuries. But this is a good time to feel good because our New York Jets are 5-2. And we have another big test coming up for another division game against the Patriots. But this defense is legit. And I made a video about the defense a couple days ago, and it didn't really do that well because everyone was focused on the Elijah Moore situation, and I understand that. But this defense, if they keep playing it the way they're playing and they keep getting better and better and better, they could be the reason why we're going to win a lot of football games this season. And they are a big reason why we're on a 4-game win streak. Now, I will say this. Zach Wilson's going to really have to improve his game because, especially with Breece Hall going down, which is just so gut-wrenching, this passing attack with Zach Wilson is going to have to take another step because when we start going up against Josh Allen and the Bills and even the Patriots with another big defense, we need the quarterback to take a next step. 3 straight games, turnover-free football, but he also has 3 straight games with no passing touchdowns. But 4 straight games, I forgot, with a win. So this Jets team is 4-0 under Zach Wilson, and he's playing football where the Jets are relying on their run game and relying on their defense to win. And there's nothing wrong with doing winning formulas. I understand that. But I can already hear people talking crap about Zach Wilson, and I'm someone that understands that he needs to improve his game in order for us to really take that next step as an organization. But we need to put in perspective of our expectations for the season heading into the year. Who thought that we'd be 5-2 heading into the season? And I don't care about who the opponent is. I don't care about the quarterbacks we had the verse. You can only play who's in front of you. They would be saying the same things if the Jets are losing these games to the backup quarterbacks. We're winning the games. And usually the Jets don't win the games that you're supposed to win. This is the first game we were favored because of the backup. By the way, they weren't favorites until Russell Wilson got hurt and out for the game. But it was the first game that they were favored, and they took advantage of it and won. So the Jets have a serious defense. And Michael Carter is a very good running back that can step in for Breece Hall. We'll see where this whole Elijah Moore situation ends up, but I do have to give a quick shout out to Denzel Mims. He had a crucial block on that Breece Hall touchdown. He had 1 catch. I love his press conference. He's going to get a big opportunity next week, especially if Corey Davis is going to be banged up. And we'll see what the whole Elijah Moore situation is going to happen. I don't really want to talk about that because the Jets get another W. Please comment down below your thoughts if the Jets win. I'm pumped up right now. I understand that there's a lot of things to talk about. We're going to talk about all week long on the channel. Wasn't the prettiest win, but a win is a win in this league, and they're hard to come by. And the fact that the Jets were able to overcome adversity and overcome the penalties and overcome everything that was thrown their way and still get a victory on the road in Denver against this defense tells you a lot about this franchise that is not the same old Jets, because the same old Jets would have lost this game. So let me know your thoughts down below, guys. I appreciate all the support on the channel. Let's go, Jets, and I'll see you guys in Victory Monday tomorrow morning. Let's go.